a pleasure to share some thoughts with everyone on the happy occasion of Shri Ram Jayanti this year. So Shri Ram was born in 1884. He would have been 141 years today. Instead of just going through the business side of it, I'd like to share some personal attitudes and approaches of Sir Shri Ram, which are a great learning to me also as I was a kid at that time. His approach was such that everyone, regardless of age, his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, everyone called him Bhaiji because of his approach as a friendly person. He was a very simple person. The room he lived in was approximately maybe 10 feet by 12 feet. He had one cupboard where he kept all his belongings. If he would get a new shirt or a new sweater, he would discard an old one and give it to someone else. He had a very frugal approach, a very simple approach, which is a great learning. He was very disciplined. He would have breakfast at 8 a.m., lunch at 1 p.m., tea at 4 p.m., and dinner at 8 p.m. It was like a fixed schedule. And when we used to come from Calcutta to meet him or spend time in Delhi, we were also following the same routine, and it was wonderful to spend time with him. I still remember as a child that before breakfast at 8 o'clock, we would stand outside his room and go in one by one. We'd meet him, touch his feet, greet him, and he had two bottles kept on the table, one with aam papad and the other with sweets. And we would pick up one each and come out and then go for breakfast together. He was a very simple person, but a very affectionate person. On the work side, frankly, he was instrumental in setting up FICCI. He was on RBI board, ILO board, and of course, he did these fantastic education institutions of Shri Ram College of Commerce and Lady Shri Ram College. So he had a very diverse view of how to help society, how to help the nation, and how to build the nation. I think what was a learning to us then and now are his values. And that's where his approach is very clear. People are most important. They are the ones who actually build the businesses. And as he used to say, I've read that businesses don't build people. People build businesses. I think that's a very important comment and a very important observation which he made. On the people's issues, one incident we heard of was when he had visited a factory. I think it was Delhi Cloth and General Mills in Barahindu Rao. While going around, he got very angry with the worker and slapped him. The worker got very agitated, of course, but later on, Sir Shri Ram called him to his room and told him that मैंने गलती करी है, मैं माफी मांगना चाहता हूँ और आप मुझे अब थप्पड़ मारिए. But that was his humility. That was his approach. In terms of people, he was very down to earth. He was one of those who, started from 12-hour day to 8-hour day. His subsidized provision stores was established. He started the Provident Fund scheme in 1920, which was before it became law. So, he had a very, very important way of looking and treating people. That was a great thing. He believed a lot in relationships. So he started the Intermill tournament, which was played between all the businesses of DCM Limited in those days. It was by rotation in different locations. I myself have attended the IMT in Kota, in Dorala, in Swatandra Bharat Mills in Delhi when I joined DCM in '76. And there was cricket, badminton, field sports, kabaddi, singing, dancing. All the talents were actually pushed and forwarded to develop people in a very positive manner. And he was present throughout during the days when he was there. And that's what I've been told and seen photographs. They used to sit together and have meals with everyone. So it was a great event to meet people, build relationships, get to know people from other businesses. And these 3 days together were a great learning and a great positive approach by everyone. I would just say that for all of us in DCM Shri Ram Limited, we value his values, we value his approach, and there's a lot to learn even today. I think our own values of I act on, the culture we are trying to develop is people first. We do believe strongly in teamwork, which is a learning from him again, and his approach towards integrity and trust is absolutely crucial. You would have seen that our logo is growing with trust, because we believe that's a fundamental core value which is essential for long-term development, long-term credibility, and long-term business growth, which benefits all our employees, all our people across the board. I wish everyone a very happy Shri Ram Jayanti and all the very best always.
मेरी तरफ से सबको सर श्री राम जयंती की बहुत बहुत बधाई। आप सबको पता है कि सब सर श्री राम कितनी दूरदृष्टि के थिंकिंग करते थे और कितने प्रोग्रेसिव थे। उनकी वैल्यूज, उनकी वे ऑफ वर्किंग, उनकी सारी जो प्रिंसिपल बेस्ड वे ऑफ वर्किंग थी, उसके बारे में बहुत लोगों ने बात करी है और सबों को आइडिया है। लेकिन मैं एक एंगल से आपको कुछ इंस्टेंसेस या कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स देना चाहूँगा जो लोगों को शायद कम पता हो या न पता हो। जब दोराला में डिस्टिलरी लगी, तब उन्होंने साथ साथ कुछ ही सालों में डिस्टिलरी की जो एथेनॉल बनती थी उसकी डाउनस्ट्रीम स्पेशलिटी केमिकल्स बिजनेस शुरू करी। ये थी ताकि वो केमिकल्स जो इंपोर्ट होते थे, इंपोर्ट सब्स्टिट्यूशन भी हुई और वही केमिकल्स टेक्सटाइल्स में, कुछ उनमें केमिकल्स टेक्सटाइल्स में डाइंग, प्रिंटिंग वगैरह में लगते थे। तो एक तरह की इंटीग्रेशन। ऐसे ही जब दिल्ली में स्वतंत्र भारत मिल्स लगी और केमिकल वर्क्स लगी, उन्होंने केमिकल वर्क्स की वेस्ट हीट और वेस्ट स्टीम से स्वतंत्र भारत मिल्स की प्रोसेस हाउस की पूरी एनर्जी हीट रिकवरी बेसिस पे लगाई। उससे कॉस्ट एडवांटेज भी हुआ और ओवरऑल इकोनॉमिक्स, एक पूरे इकोसिस्टम का इकोनॉमिक्स इम्प्रूव हुआ। वैसे ही उनको जब उन्होंने ऑब्जर्व करा कि जब सीजन में कॉटन की फसल को काटते हैं और वो मंडी में आती है, तब प्राइसेस बहुत मंदी होती हैं और कम होती हैं और 6 महीने बाद उनकी प्राइसेस बहुत बढ़ जाती हैं। उसको ऑब्जर्व करके उन्होंने डिसाइड करा कि मैं पूरे साल का कॉटन ड्यूरिंग हार्वेस्ट सीजन ही खरीदूंगा। उन्होंने बहुत बड़े वेयर हाउसेस बनाए एसपीएम में और पूरे साल की कॉटन वो एक बार में 2-3 महीने में खरीद लेते थे और पूरे साल मिल उस बेसिस पे चलती थी। शायद एक एंगल औरों को न पता हो या कम सूझा हो कि जब उन्होंने जे इंजीनियरिंग वर्क्स सोइंग मशीन की फैक्ट्री शुरू करी, वो भी टेक्सटाइल से रिलेटेड थी, क्योंकि टेक्सटाइल्स तब तक या तो इम्पोर्टेड सोइंग मशीन्स होती थी जो बहुत महंगी थी और आम आदमी नहीं खरीद सकता था, या हाथ से टेक्सटाइल्स के कपड़े बनते थे। तो उन्होंने सोचा कि मार्केट डेवलपमेंट को और मार्केट की डिमांड बढ़ाने को अगर हम इंडिया में ही सोइंग मशीन बनाएं तो कॉटन की या टेक्सटाइल्स की डिमांड भी बढ़ेगी और लोगों की आमदनी भी बढ़ेगी, क्योंकि तब लोग घर पे और छोटी छोटी दुकानें खोल के कपड़े बना सकते हैं। और उन्होंने ऐसे ही सोइंग मशीन का बिजनेस शुरू करा, सिलाई स्कूल शुरू करी और लोगों को सिखाया कैसे सोइंग मशीन से कपड़े बनते हैं और उसकी लेगेसी अभी तक चल रही है। इसे सिलाई स्कूल, उषा सिलाई स्कूल अभी भी चल रहे हैं। ये कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स हैं उनकी फोरसाइट की। ऐसे बहुत एग्जाम्पल्स हैं जो मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ। लेकिन जस्ट फॉर इंफॉर्मेशन मैं कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स आपके लिए इसमें अभी दिया है। इस अवसर पे मैं फिर रिपीट करना चाहूँगा, सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई सर श्री राम की जयंती पे। नमस्कार।
Hello everyone. Today we remember a man whose life was a blueprint for nation building. A man who did not wait for independence to serve the country. He began building the nation even before India was born. We remember Sir Sri Ram, fondly known as Bhaiji, as an entrepreneur, educationalist, an institutional builder, and above all, a visionary patriot. In 1935, even under the British rule, Sir Sri Ram was appointed to the first ever board of directors of the Reserve Bank of India. A rare recognition, not just because of business acumen, but because of public trust. But his commitment to the country did not end there. When India became independent and when nation building required more than speeches, it needed science, skills, and self-reliance. In 1950, he established the Sri Ram Institute for Industrial Research, a pioneering move at that time to place research and development at the heart of Indian industry. He understood what many still hadn't, that a strong economy isn't built on imitation, but on innovation. In 1951, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru personally invited him to join the board of Sindri Fertilizer. This was one of India's first large public-private industrial partnerships and ventures. At a time when capital and capability were limited, Sir Sri Ram brought both, not for profit, but for progress. His presence ensured that the private sector was not a rival to the state, but a partner in national development. Even beyond industry, he believed in governance through participation. He served on the Delhi Municipal Committee, shaping the civic fabric of the capital. And in 1929, he became the Vice President of FICCI, India's apex chamber of commerce. Just 2 years later, he was elected president. Yes, and at that point, in the inauguration of FICCI's annual general meeting, Mahatma Gandhi came to inaugurate the AGM. This was in 1931. That moment wasn't just symbolic, it was historic. It signified a growing alliance between India's freedom movement and India's industrial backbone. And Sir Sri Ram stood right at the crossroads of both. Today at DCM Sri Ram Limited, we carry forward his legacy. In every field we touch, from chemicals to education, from agriculture to infrastructure, we carry the soul of his service, a service shaped not only by principles, but grounded in ethics. Driven not just by strategy, but by selfless dedication. Fueled not by ambition alone, but by unwavering allegiance to the nation. Once again, I wish you all and your families a very happy Sri Ram Jayanti. Have a good day. Thank you.
Today, we gather to celebrate Sri Ram Jayanti. We honor a vision, a man, and a movement that continues to shape generations. That man, Sir Sri Ram, or as he was fondly known as Bhaiji, was not only an industrialist of remarkable insight, but a philanthropist with an unshakable belief in giving back to the community, especially in education. In the early 1920s, he established the Commercial Education Trust, which went on to be known as the Sri Ram College of Commerce, SRCC, one of the leading institutes in India today. But his vision didn't stop there. Sir Sri Ram understood that a society cannot be truly progressive until its women are empowered through education. In memory of his wife, he set up Lady Sri Ram College for Women, which stands today as one of India's most esteemed centers for women education. His philanthropy wasn't about grand gestures. It was about creating ecosystems that could nurture ability, dignity, and opportunity. He didn't build institutions, he built futures. As we remember him today, let us not only be inspired by what he gave, but how he gave, with humility, with purpose, and always with the future in mind. We have the privilege of being part of his 135 plus year legacy and the responsibility to sustain and build on this legacy. At DCM Shriram, we are on a vibrant growth journey across many of our businesses with the next 135 years in mind. Let us commit ourselves to carrying forward this legacy, not just in stone and structure, but in spirit.